Hi everyone, I am Christina. Welcome to my channel. I am an intuitive energy reader and healer, and I am here to share a message with all of you. The message for today is, I do a lot of readings, and I am able to tap into people's energy and kind of get information from them, from their higher selves, from their spirit guides. And I've noticed that time after time, how many people are not living from their heart. And I know it's difficult in today's world. We were never taught how to listen to our heart. If anything, we've been taught how to live up here, how to do everything from our mind, everything that makes sense and it's logical and rationalized. And if you can't rationalize it in your mind, then it's not real. But that's very silly, in my opinion. As a young child, I was very sensitive, very intuitive, even though I didn't even know what that was. That's just how I just navigated the world. And I always thought, we have to live from our hearts. We have to just really feel our hearts and listen to your hearts. And any songs that were about listening to your heart always just really grabbed my attention. And it's so sad to see how many people have stopped listening to their hearts. And now they don't even know how to listen or how to even communicate with their heart. It's like there's this big blockage in the way. It's like your heart is trapped. There's all these walls, and nothing can come out and nothing can come in. So I learned, it took me a while. I went from being a kid that loved listening to her heart to being shamed for thinking that I could live that way. People would tell me it's silly, that it doesn't make any sense. So I kind of learned to shut that part of myself down too. At least I tried to. But it created so much sadness and depression, and I felt so lost and confused, and I never knew which direction to go. And I kept choosing things based off what everybody else taught me was okay or acceptable or made sense. But you know what? It never made sense for me. And that's what caused a lot of my sadness. So I'm here to share with you that maybe it's time for you to ask yourself, how do I feel about my life? Am I happy? And that could be in so many directions. Do I like my job? Do I like my friends or the people I surround myself with? Do I like my family? And that one might be a little bit hard to admit to or ask yourself, but it's necessary. Your heart needs to be the leader, not your brain. Your brain's a tool. Your heart is meant to lead. Your heart is the one that's supposed to tell you, hey, turn right, go straight, go try that gelato place, go meet that person. And your brain's just supposed to help you get there. So for example, if you want to start your own business doing something that you love, ask your heart, what is that thing that I love? What would I love to create? What would I love to put out into the world? And once you can feel that from in here, then you can have your mind start thinking of the strategy behind it or the steps, what you can start researching, what you can start looking up. But your heart needs to be number one. Your heart needs to be the one that says, I love this, I don't like that, I love this person, I love how I feel around them, I don't like this person, they make me feel terrible about myself, or they make me feel like I have less energy. And that's how you're supposed to navigate the world. So for anyone that feels lost right now, that feels like nothing in my world makes sense, I don't know what I'm doing, I just know that I'm not happy or I just don't like it, I encourage you to start finding ways to connect to your heart. Some simple ways that you can try is through writing. I encourage people to do that very often. I recommend it very often because it is a simple but powerful tool to start getting to know yourself better. Again, journaling is all over the place. But some questions you can start asking yourself is, how do I feel about my life? If 5-year-old me saw the grown-up version of me, would he, she, they be proud of me? Would they be happy? Would they feel excited? And don't be afraid of the answer, okay? Don't be afraid to find out that no, this is not what you want, that no, this is not how you pictured your life to turn out. It's okay. It's better to know so you can have that knowledge to make new choices instead of keep hiding and thinking that one day things will just magically change. Yeah, sometimes things happen and things change. However, Things don't truly change until you take control of your life, until you decide that you want to live differently. So again, through the writing, just simple questions of how did I feel today? What did I like about my day? What did I not like about my day? After you hang out with someone, ask yourself, how did I feel? Do I feel good after hanging out with this person? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel empty? Do I feel drained? Just start asking yourself these little questions. These will begin to start activating your heart again. Okay, we have to almost like become friends with our hearts again. Reacquaint ourselves. Come back together as one. Because most of the time, people are very disconnected from their heart, or their brain and their heart are like in constant battle. But it's like, okay, get the heart to start talking, get clear on that, and then the brain can come in as friends to help that dream or that feeling come to life. So writing, again, is a very simple way to do that. Another thing that I really enjoy doing is through meditation. Laying down or sitting down, however you prefer it, closing your eyes, taking 3 deep cleansing breaths to really get yourself calm and in your body. And then in your mind, I want you to begin visualizing a safe space for you. It could be a room, it could be a house, it could be the beach, it could be a forest, literally anywhere you want. It could be in space. It doesn't matter. It just matters that you feel safe. So whatever that looks like. And when you're in that space, in that room, I want you to picture there are 2 chairs that are facing each other. One chair is for you, so imagine you're sitting down in that chair. And then on the other side is your heart. You say, I welcome in my heart. I'd like to speak to my heart. Heart, please sit in front of me. And your heart can look however. Please do not put any rules on yourself. Don't put any limitations. If it's a cartoon, it's a cartoon. If it's a color, then it's a color. If it's a block, then it's a block. It doesn't matter. Whatever shape, color, picture, whatever you want to use that represents your heart, please go with it. Okay? And once the heart is sitting right across from you, then you begin asking it questions. How do you feel? What do you need to tell me? What have I not been listening to? What am I missing? Why am I not happy? And just start getting curious. At first, this might feel really weird, especially if you're not used to meditating or visualizing. It could feel uncomfortable or just strange or just, out of the ordinary. And it might feel even silly or fake, but it's not. Okay? Just trust whatever you get. The more you can turn off your rational brain, the one that's trying to be too literal, the better it is for you to receive these messages. So just try your best to relax. You can always put on meditation music too. But really focus in on this moment of you sitting across from your heart and asking truly, how do you feel, or whatever question you want to ask your heart, and pausing and waiting for the message. Okay? Again, it might be weird at first. You might say, hey, I'm not hearing anything, I'm not getting anything. That's okay. Be patient. Sometimes if you haven't talked to your heart in a long time, your heart's going to be like, I don't want to talk to you. You don't care what I have to say. You haven't talked to me in forever. Like, why am I going to tell you now? Are you even going to listen? So it's almost like, again, becoming friends with it again. Letting your heart know, hey, you can trust me. I am here. I am listening. And again, if the first time you don't hear anything, don't worry about it. Just say, it's okay, heart. I'll be back again next time and we'll try this again. And in a few days, maybe a week later, you try that same exercise and just keep trying until you start receiving messages. And trust what you're receiving, even if it sounds maybe a little silly. Sometimes, the messages might come in just a few words. It might feel like a whisper, very light. But just try. Be open to it. Have a journal next to you ready to go once you come out of your meditation to write down whatever messages you received. And again, sometimes the messages could be as simple as, you are not happy. It's like, okay, well, at least you know something, And again, the more you do it, the more messages you will receive. Maybe you feel a feeling in your body. Maybe when you ask your heart, hey, how do I feel? Maybe you'll get a sensation. Maybe you'll get like tightness or clamping or something that maybe shows you, okay, I obviously don't feel calm. I don't feel okay. And these are just very simple steps that you can start now. Another thing is, if you don't want to do writing, it's literally just pausing and saying, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about that? How do I feel about my job? How do I feel about the show I just watched? How do I feel about what I just ate? This is all going to start activating your heart, but not only that, your intuition. Honestly, intuition is more of a feeling anyway. So working with all this hand in hand, you will start figuring out more about yourself and realizing more of who you really are and what you really want out of life. The biggest thing is literally just asking yourself, which most people do not do because most people were not taught how to ask something as simple as, do you like this? Does this make you happy? Does this not? What do you want out of life? What would make you happy? What does your ideal life look like? All these things can just give you more and more clues of who you really are. But it all just takes a second, maybe a moment, 5-10 minutes of asking yourself these questions, okay? Oh, and I just remembered with the writing, if you have a question in mind, like how do I feel about this, or hi heart, what do you want to tell me? I think a really cool tool is putting a timer for 5 or 10 minutes. Probably 10 is better. A timer for 10 minutes, and you just write the whole 10 minutes. You write until the alarm goes off. Okay? There's no stopping. There's no thinking about what you're writing. There's no worrying about punctuations or spelling or does it look pretty. Like, it doesn't matter. The more you write and the more you let it flow, it's easier to kind of get into your subconscious mind, and you'll start realizing like, whoa, I didn't even know I felt that way. I didn't even know I thought that way. But it's just good to just keep going, don't stop. And don't think about it either. Just let anything come out that needs to come out, even if it doesn't all make sense. Like if you start in one section, you're talking about one thing, and then in the end you're talking about something completely different, that's cool. It doesn't matter. It all will make sense, and it'll all give you clues on who you are. Well, that's all I have for today, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope that this helped you in one way or another. If it did, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and maybe leave a comment down telling me what you like to do in order to listen to your heart. All right, well, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.